1.25. I was going to go a full 5.5, and then I was going to go 5, and I came up with 5.25. For one thing, it looks more balanced between the edge of the non-slip over here and the edge of the non-slip over here. So 5.25. But what we're doing is coming right off the back of the deck cleat and going straight out and letting that be the back edge right there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take all this away, hold everything in place, do a tracing around the foot of the hawse pipe, and that'll be where we bore our hole, our 2-inch hole for the hawse pipe to go down through. It's such a drastic move to cut a big old hole in a deck that's just been completely redone. 4 years worth. Anyway, but I'm going to do it, and then we're going to figure out, I'm going to go below, I'm going to put a card taped underneath there, and we're going to dig out around the edges where the coring is, and we're going to completely, do some thickened epoxy all the way around the inside where the coring is going to be exposed, and try to prevent any kind of water infriction into the coring. I'm going to do the best we can with it. Well, guys, I'm almost scared to do this. The hole is drawn out. We know right where we're going to be. But, man, just give it up, Randy. Calm down, relax, and cut. There it is. There it is. Wow. Fits perfectly. Fits absolutely perfect. All right. Clean it all up. Start working on lining the inside of the opening with epoxy, and I think we're going to be good to go. Wow. Wow. So as I was wrapping up that last part of the video where I cut the hole through the deck, I didn't show the actual opening. There it is. There's the and right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I like the spacing on this too. Yeah, looks good. So, okay, now our next thing is to line the inside of this opening here with epoxy. This is all that brand spanking new coring. Everything is solid as a rock, brand new coring that I put into this deck. And we do not want that infiltrated by moisture in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to begin by sanding out the bottom rough edge of this. Then we're going to go below and tape a card up to the underside of this. And I'm going to get out some penetrating epoxy. And I don't know whether I'm going to use the thickened epoxy yet or not. I'm not sure on that one. I'm going to do a little research. But this has got to be completely protected so that any water intrusion, by the way, we are going to be using beetle tape on this, just like we use on over here on the bow cleat, deck cleat. So that's going to help, but I still want to protect the inside of that hole. Even though the flange of my Hawse pipe is going to be covering all this, I still don't want to get a whole lot of epoxy out here onto the deck. So I've just covered this for now, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to just completely saturate the coring as it is, but I'm also going to take a layer of maybe some 6-ounce cloth and lap it from underneath up onto the sides, and see if we can't, you know, kind of build a fiberglass, fiberglass and epoxy collar on the inside, because I've got enough room for it. Here, let me show you. Here. There's enough room there to go ahead and have a collar all the way around and still have it, you know, protecting the inside of all that coring. This is the stuff that rots right here. This nice white tan colored wood, which is actually balsa. It's, you know, if water gets to that, it rots, and this deck was rotted beyond belief. So, okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to set things up. I've got to go get some epoxy, and I've got a whole bunch of 6-ounce cloth left over, I think. So I'm going to go downstairs and find my materials. Okay, just have some epoxy mixed up here and completely slather it over the inside. Then I have some 6-ounce cloth all ready to go. Strip of it. I'm just going to go over the inside of it. This is a 5-to-1 hardener. Okay, now I need to get up here so we can get on the right angle and see this. See where I'm going with it. I do not want to get any epoxy on this deck. Oh no. Get back up here. Get back up here. Oh. You know what? If this fiberglass falls, I really don't give a crap at this point. I've got so much epoxy into this, that I'm not going to worry about it. Just let it fall. What happened was that the collar of fiberglass, 6-ounce fiberglass that I had built around the inside, so saturated that it began to slide downward, and it just finally just dripped out. You know, the whole thing just fell off down into the chain locker. Not the end of the world. We'll go over this again with another layer of epoxy later, but for right now, this is pretty good. Pretty good. This is a very thoroughly saturated coring that I've got here. Finally, after a whole lot of commiserating and measuring, the Hawse pipe is now home. Not permanently. I've now saturated the coring that is in the hole beneath it, and I'll probably give another 2 or 3 coats to that before we're done. But then I've got to pot each one of these holes. There are 4 of them, and we're just going to put heavy screws all the way down through and tie them into a block of wood below that. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know exactly. I can't remember how they did it with the original, but it was a mess, so we're going to try to do it better than they did last time. Anyway, but there you go. And after sanding the deck, getting all those peaks and valleys and cracky looking little hooky things on it, this deck is looking pretty good. It's smoothed it up considerably, and there's still loads of traction on this. I mean, it's just nice. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it. I don't think we're going to paint it. Believe me, this morning I was considering painting all of this, but after looking at it and realizing that sanding it did a world of good and trying to make it look a lot more presentable, yeah, I think we're going to hang on to it just like it is. So, all right, guys, that's it for this day's work. Yeah, very nice. Looking forward to going over to my brother's house this evening, and they're going to be doing my birthday. So, anyway, whatever. All right, catch you guys later. Okay, guys, it is now Sunday afternoon. This morning was all church and then some Chinese food. But anyway, we're getting ready to get the Hawse pipe all finalized today. The epoxy I put on the hole there last night, perfect. All nice and hardened up, and you know, I think I got a really good seal on that hole so that the moisture can't get out into the coring. But we're going to do one better than that, because we're going to be using beetle tape all around and underneath the Hawse pipe, and we're just going to kind of cut down on every possibility of moisture getting in. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is create a backing plate for my Hawse pipe, and I'm going to do that right now. And then I've got to run up to Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot. Then I've got to run up to West Marine and get some really good stainless. I think I'm going to use I think I'm going to use oval-headed bolts this time instead of screws. I think originally it was only put in with screws. But anyway, we'll see. Let me go ahead, and we're going to go ahead right now and do this backing plate. It's going to be identical to what we did with the backing plate for the deck cleat. So we'll get started. Okay, so I got my backing plate all done, and so now it's time to go ahead and take my Hawse pipe with me, and I'm going to go up to West Marine and get some nice stainless screws to go all the way through the deck Actually, like I said, I think we're doing bolts, not screws this time. The original was screws. All the way through the deck, through the backing plate, and then with some nuts on the backside to cinch everything down. So that's where we're headed. Hey guys, I'm giving you a hint here. If you're using either 610, which is West Systems thickened epoxy, or Thixo, which is, I don't know who puts that out. Anyway, if you use either one, be aware that after you use it, you're going to definitely have to replace the nozzle the next time. I mean, you know, I tried plugging this last time. Forget it. It's hard as a rock. Okay, but they sell these. These are the replacements. This cost $6 for 2 of them. So I just bought, you know, a dozen, you know, $12 worth, because I know I'm going to end up using it. Anyway, got to get to work. Got to go up on the deck and fill those 4 pots that I just finished drilling. All right, here we go. It takes a while to get all the stuff running again down the chute. Well, it's going faster this time. I wish I was going to be able to get these done and hardened tonight, but obviously it's going to have to wait till tomorrow morning before we can drill the holes and get our there we go. There it is. The way that these things work, it's wicked hard to pump the handle on the caulking gun, but once you get it flowing, you know, it comes out in a good volume. I cut it off back to about the second or third tip, so it leaves only about that much in the end. I mean, it leaves an opening about, well, at least a quarter of an inch deep. And I like to pack it in there as much as possible. Have it rounded off on top. I always tape my potholes so that as the epoxy is getting down in, the only place the epoxy is going is down in that pot. Keep tapping it to try to get the epoxy to settle down into the pot all the way. Beautiful. Okay, I think we got it. All right, we're good. Well, we're down to the end of another day. The holes, the pots, are all drilled out and ready to go. They had 610 Thixo all injected into them, and those are settling out very nicely. The Hawse pipe is ready to go. As soon as we get in the morning, pull all this tape off, set this in place, and drill our holes. Once those holes are drilled, I have the backing plate ready to go below and go onto the screws, and then we'll put the nuts on, and I put some little lock washers on. Yeah, I know it's kind of silly because it's going into wood, but I just these are so thin. I figured it'd be just a good idea with these big old honkers. These are 5/16. They're just big old jacking bronze threaded screws, and man, they're bolts actually, and they weren't going to go anywhere. I mean, you know, the tightening those down was just as cinch as they could be, and they didn't try to move at all. But I have a feeling these are not going to be that cooperative, so that's why I threw in the lock washers just for fun. So anyway, tomorrow morning, I'll take the tape off and get to work, drill out those holes, and get my hose pipe put in place. And the other thing we're going to do, obviously, and I've already mentioned it, is we're going to use beetle tape around the inside and underneath down here, and yeah, between the epoxy that is very nicely impregnated into the hole itself, the beetle tape, I think, will keep any possibility of moisture getting into the deck, and at least that's what we're aiming for. Well, good evening, guys. Back out aboard Little Girl. We're making progress every day. Today we got the everything ready for tomorrow morning when we're going to get the hose pipe finally and permanently installed. Tomorrow I got a bunch of stuff going on that's kind of keep me away from the work, but for the most part I think we're going to still be able to get that hose pipe done, at least that much. And that means being up here early to get it done. We've got a guy, a Comcast repair guy that's coming to the house between 8 and 10. Hopefully he's only here for like 10 minutes. You know, go away, goodbye. But anyway, we got that going on, but then I got to take the dog get her nails clipped, my mom's dog. And then my wife and I are going to go out to Sassuat Harbor and grab some lunch. And that's going to be an awesome time. Sassuat Harbor is just fantastic. I mean, the food is phenomenal. You eat on picnic tables right there looking out over Cape Cod Bay. And yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous. Worth every penny. Worth the trip out there. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow at the lunch hour, as it were. Anyway, then we're going to come back, and I think Sharon has me wanting to go do a movie. That's fine. We'll do that in the late afternoon or something. I'm hoping to get a little bit more work done on the boat in the middle of the afternoon after we get back from lunch. But anyway, yeah, we're making progress. Next thing, after hose pipe is in and installed, next thing is going to be to go ahead and do a get the bow pulpit on, and that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting because what it comes down to is it's very awkward to hold the thing in place while you're drilling holes and putting bolts through, and if you don't have anybody else to help you, it's really awkward. So we'll see. I have in mind a way to do it, but I'll let you guys follow me as I get that whole process done. And if that's done, with the bow pulpit, the hose pipe, the deck cleat, all that is on, I consider that we're done for this trip. One last thing. Well, I have a brand new deck cowling that should be going also up forward, set up on at the over the chain locker, but I think I'm going to pass on that one for this trip. If I get the bow pulpit, the deck cleat, and the hose pipe all done on this trip, I'll consider that I'm ready to go in the water. The boat looks terrible. It needs massive cleaning. It could use a paint job, but I'll tell you what, I've been waiting long enough, and I may put it in the water and just, if I can get a week of sailing, it would be worth all the effort. All right, guys, I'm going to shut up. Too much talk. All right, God bless. Good to have you aboard. We'll pick this up tomorrow, and we'll be at this pretty early tomorrow morning. I wanted to get that deck cleat done. I'm sorry, deck cleat, right. That hose pipe just finished up tomorrow morning. So we'll catch you in the morning, guys. See you later. Bye. Well, good morning, guys. Just before 7 o'clock here, and we're going to permanently install the hose pipe right now. Beautiful day coming up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And anyway, I'm going to have to be gone for part of it, but we're going to get this done, and I'm so looking forward to this. Guys, 4 years we've been rebuilding this deck, and it is done, and everything's going back on. And I'm going to put this boat in the water. I love it. See you later. Well, you'll be sure. I'll show the video of this. You'll be seeing me do this right now. All right, thanks for coming. Okay, so I magic markered each one of these holes so they're dead on center. We're going to get out our drill bit, get a drill that's going to accommodate that screw bolt. It's not a bolt really, any screw. Anyway, no, it's a bolt. I get a drill bit that accommodates that. Get these holes drilled. We'll get this down, this hose pipe in shortly. Okay, I got it now. I know what happened. I went ahead and just rather arrogantly went ahead and marked the centers of those without checking it against this. Hello, this is your template right here. What I should have done is put this down on top of the pots, marked through the hole onto the pots, and that would have been accurate. No, I had to just go ahead and just whatever. You get the idea. It's done now. All of these are lined up. Everything's perfect. So anyway, next thing, beetle tape. So we got to get that going. Okay, what I've got to do, because every time I start pushing the plate on, what happens is that the bolts gets pushed back up in there. I've got one nut on holding the plate in place, so I'm going to go top side and push these back down through, and as soon as I can get them back down through, I'll be able to go ahead and start mounting this. This is the one that's kind of a booger, but I think this is very kind of loose in the hole, and so what's happening is just the slightest touch of this plate is pushing it well back up out of reach. So I'm going to go up there. Anyway, I'm going to push these other three back down through and make sure that we can get them through the holes, and then we'll get the nuts on. Well, that's it, guys. She's home solid, and the hose pipe is in, and beautifully mounted, by the way. Not only is it epoxied all inside the hole that the hose pipe comes down through, but it has a whole jacket of beetle tape around it too, and yeah, it should be there for a long time. Well, thanks for watching, guys. That ends this episode of getting the hose pipe in. I think we've got maybe just one more episode, and that's going to be getting the bow pulpit on. And I'm going to try to really abbreviate that. I mean, you've seen a whole bunch of everything that we've been doing. So I'm going to try to abbreviate that because I want to get in the one last aspect of this trip where we got out my 5-horse Honda motor that that's the power that gets my little girl motoring around when I have to, in and out of the harbor and so forth. And so we got that out of the shed and got that started, and I just want you to be able to see that. So anyway, well, that's what we got coming up. We're going to do the bow pulpit and getting my Honda up and running, for the first time in a couple of years. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed this. God bless. Have a good night. Bye-bye.